How did it feel to get back out on the football field?
Good. I was excited, grateful to be able to be out there with my team and obviously get a great win. So that was really awesome for us.
Did it feel odd with the brace at all?
It was a little weird, but I've been working with it for a while through just like training and running a little bit, but it's obviously different when you're at high speed and in a game.
First game with the brace?
Yeah, first game ever.
Ever?
Yeah, it's my first time wearing one.
What is it? Is it a coincidence that you get back and the offense probably has one of its better, more complete games in a while? You know, the difference you kind of make on the other side of Calvin.
Well, one man doesn't make a team, but I know the value that I help bring to the team and what guys have mentioned to me as far as Calvin and Christian, the respect that they have for me. So it means a lot to me that I can help open the offense up. But it was an entire team effort with the special teams and defense as well, obviously in the offense. So, like I said, it takes all of us, and we're gonna need that this week because we're playing a really good team.
How big is the game this week against the Texans?
Well, obviously, we know what the implications are as far as our division, and we won't make it any bigger than that. But we have a healthy respect for what they're doing in Houston, and CJ's playing really well right now. Their offense looks to be firing, and then they got great players as well in their defense. So we know that we're going to have our hands full, and I'm sure everyone's going to, have everything to say on both sides. But it's going to be an exciting matchup.
Were you starting to think that this knee thing was going to drag on for a lot longer than it did originally?
Yeah, because I think there were some things that went on, personally that I'm just going to keep, and the training staff knows, but it was important that I did things the right way for the safety of, me and my future and my career, and ultimately to help the team in the end. So I'm glad we took the necessary steps to make sure that I could come back in the right manner.
There's no soreness or anything this morning or anything?
Play a football game, your whole body's sore.
Fair.
How much do you think with this Texans matchup, given what happened in Week 3, will really stoke this team for this game, particularly Trevor, who I'm sure was not happy that the team lost by 20 at home?
Can you repeat the question again?
How much do you think the team, given the results of the Week 3 matchup, will be stoked, juiced up for this particular game because of that result and not just because they're a division opponent?
I think we're going to assess the film from last time. And we always do that. We always go back. We even watch a game from years ago just to kind of see, what changes, what do we do. But that week is not this week. And I think if we're carrying that with us into this week, it won't help us. So our mindset is just to refresh, get our bodies back, assess what we need to do better, clean up, and bring new things in. I can't speak for Trevor and what he's feeling about that week, but I know he played very well, and I know he'll continue to play well.
Having to watch from the sidelines, last few weeks while injured, when you're out there and actually playing, how much are you able to kind of cherish that and be able to enjoy those 3 hours out on the field, playing football and being healthy enough to do that?
I think just at this stage in my life, I'm learning on how to be present and just enjoying where I'm at. And it's not easy because as a competitor, you want to be out there. But I've learned a lot about myself in the time I've been hurt on the sideline, even connecting with teammates that maybe I wouldn't usually connect with, or training staff or a member of our sports science team. So I'm really grateful for those opportunities. But ultimately, I was brought here to help win football games. So if I have to do that on the sideline or if I get to do it on the field, I'm grateful for both opportunities.
It seems like with this team, like the last 2 years, every time there's a rough week, you guys come back firing the next week. What is it about that resiliency about you guys?
I don't know. I haven't really connected those dots. I can agree with you in some instances. I've seen that. I think if we just play at the base level of what we train to do, and we carry that fire and that edge that Coach kind of speaks about week to week, just try to minimize the waves and just keep it consistent. I know that we're capable of doing that, and I feel as though we're going to play some of our best football moving forward, which I'm excited about.
It's just big because it's the next divisional game, and you know how important divisional games are. It's our second time against them. We lost the first time, so one, for our own confidence, being able to beat a team that we lost to, and then be able to keep a bigger lead in the division.
Does that revenge play a role in this game?
Sure, naturally, like you don't want to lose to a team twice, but really, it's about getting ahead in the division. It's the next game, so let's win it.
You're going to be the first team to play C.J. Stroud twice. Does that make a difference in your preparation, having that extra tape?
Playing him twice?
Yeah, you'll be the first team to do that.
I like that I have more tape on him, if that makes sense. Playing him twice, we'll see how they adjust to us, and I'm sure we'll have to adjust to things that we know that they do now. We'll see how he plays, the second round in the division. Second time going through, I mean.
In hindsight, what went wrong defensively that last game?
I really haven't. I was focused on last game, so I'll probably start watching what we did last time. I just remember we didn't tackle well. I think he had some communication errors in the defensive backfield and, us dropping as well. So I think if we were cleaner that game, we would have probably been better. But our energy was down, and we didn't play good football the whole game. So we didn't put our best foot forward that game, and they jumped on us because of that.
I don't know how much you've seen of them, but they seem like they had a ton of explosive plays. Mm-hmm. Any idea why or how? I mean, NFL.
How they get explosive plays?
Yeah. What's working for them so well?
I got to watch my film on them. I was very focused on last week, and that game was yesterday, so I'll start watching this film tonight. But I do remember when we played them, we had some communication errors, and they hit us for explosives. Yeah, and the guy can't throw the ball downfield. He buys some time. The line blocks well. They have a good run game, so they're a solid team. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, yeah, they can get explosive.
How happy are you with what the defense was able to do yesterday against the Titans?
I was happy we won. That was cool. I think we played very well, very physical. We knew it was going to be a physical game. Forced them into passing downs, like longer down and distances where they were eventually, I think, a little bit afraid of our pass rush maybe. They threw a lot of screens. So whatever the reason for throwing screens, if that had worked for them in the past, they threw a lot. So that's kind of getting a team off their game plan.
What's in the makeup of this group that you always seem to find the way to bounce back after one of those kind of off games?
We feel challenged all the time. Even when we're doing well, we feel challenged. But when we do lose, and then everybody, kind of writes us off or says we're not who we think we are, we all take it together. And it's a big, locker room. I don't even know if that's a word. Galvanization, just culmination of guys just coming to work towards a goal.
How much, you alluded a little bit to it earlier, how much does it change things in preparing for a quarterback once you've seen him one time as opposed to?
I think it's more being able to understand what their offensive scheme is. That's for me. Quarterback, they all have arm talent. They all can make the throws if the people are open. So it's how you match them, and then it's how you rush them eventually, get them off their spot and stuff. But you have to be able to match up what they do on offense.
What were your impressions of CJ in the little tape you had on him the first time and what he's done since?
That was our third game. He can make the throws. He's pretty athletic, and he showed that when he played us.
You tied your career high with 3 sacks.
2.5.
I took a half
Oh,
of
they
it
took
away.
that off?
Where's Trayvon?
It was a full sack when I left the stand.
Right. Something happened.
To break.
I don't even think of that right there. I want some interceptions and more touchdowns, to be honest with you. D-line's kind of messing with me about it. We all kind of rush together as a unit, I guess, and I just do my little rush, and if the quarterback comes to me, I'm tackling. So it's all working together, though, rushing together, trusting everybody's making their stunt, beating your guy one-on-one, outlasting the rush. Coverage has to hold up in the back end. Quarterback does end up tucking, and I feel like I have the speed to go track him down if that does happen. So I just want to help the team. Obviously, people like sacks, clearly. You guys are asking me about it, but I'm just trying to help the team however I can.
Does it feel like the ball's finding you a little bit more this year, maybe than other years you've played?
I had a crazy third year. Is it finding me? I got to go get it. I had a fumble recovery this year, or last game, that was pretty cool. But the ball was on the ground. Somebody had to hop on it. Devin and Casey and Foley really just hit them all off the ball, so somebody had to fall on it. I just happened to be there.
Seems like Devin's playing the best football of his career. What kind of growth have you seen from him?
Just a lot of confidence in what he brings to the table. Probably a little calmer, and he's seen everything already now, his second year in the league. Not really a lot of looks that he hasn't seen. As long as we're able to communicate our way through it and then just be in the right spots, just go make the play that's in front of you.
We execute our keys of victory. We protect the football. We play with energy in and out the huddle, great communication. everything was clicking, and that's what we see for ourselves, and we got to continue to build on that and be consistent with that, and have that week in and week out, pair with our defense and our special teams units. So we're a tough team to beat.
Having Zay back probably helps.
Huge, man. Zay's been a huge part of this team the last year and a half, over a year and a half. Just his presence out there. We all know his capability to make plays, his leadership qualities, his energy, and his reliability too. Is big. The big four with Travis. That's a big part of our team. To have everybody out there healthy is big for us.
Doug mentioned that him being in makes the personnel groupings kind of stay the same. How helpful is that for the offense to not have to swap guys out, maybe based on what their strength and weakness?
Yeah, I mean, you have to account for everybody. That's the talent in that group and our skill group. You have to account for our skill set. That just gives defense headaches. You have a bell cow at running back, and you have 4 dogs out wide that can go get the ball wherever, and the quarterback, when he's protected like he was yesterday, can spread it around. Just makes it hard for the defense, that's a big part of our identity. Is give them hell, give the defenses hell, and yesterday was a really big step for us in the right direction. We got to build on that.
Does payback actually play a role in this game this week?
It's the next game. We got to go win it, but for sure, they came in there. They handled their business here and on our home turf. It's a division game. They're rolling. We're rolling. It definitely matters. We have to respond. We have to respond after a great win yesterday, but we got to respond to the first time we played them. So it's a big game. It's a huge game, and definitely be looking to get our lick back for sure.
I know your job isn't to stop them, but they've got 3 guys, I think, averaging over 15 yards per catch. It seems kind of crazy in this league to be that explosive when defenses try not to give up big plays.
Yeah, I mean, they're making plays. The quarterback's playing really well. The head coach over there, I've heard nothing but great things about him, and they're rallying around each other, and that's the nature of this league. You get on the roll, and you can play together and keep riding momentum and keep finding ways to get better. Each week it looks like they keep getting better, and they're finishing games. They're finishing the close games too. So they're rolling, and our work's gonna be cut out for us on all phases of the ball.
How much does the 5 different stadiums maybe harden you guys for this matchup on the road, prime time? Cleveland, December, prime time. It's an interesting stretch.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we do. We show up and we know what's ahead of us, what's on our plate, and we're gonna go eat. So we don't really look at it as a disadvantage or an advantage of what it could have prepared. It's the next game, it's the next day, it's the next rep, and that's just the way we look at it. And we're all about winning. Whatever's on our plate, we gotta go win. And this is the game we have to win.
About the quarterback's game yesterday, 2 big touchdown passes to Calvin, and then with his legs running to each pylon, doing whatever he has to do, right?
Yeah, that's a huge element to Trevor's game as well. Obviously, we know we can know what he can do through the air and decision making and make big plays and spread the ball around. But when he gets his legs rolling, he's a force to deal with too. And it adds another element to our offense. We saw it Thursday night game in New Orleans, and we saw it yesterday, and it resulted in points. 6 points, not getting in the position, getting the 3. We scored touchdowns yesterday, and his ability to run the ball, that was a big part of it.
As you start to get later in the season, how does your perspective kind of start to shift on the year?
I mean, it's the time to really double down and finish. It's the end of the year. This is where the implications start rolling around about playoffs and seeding and all that stuff. And it stays true. We're worried about the Houston Texans. We're focused on that. But we need to win. This is the this back half of the season. This is where a lot of stuff happens. This is where the football really matters. We got to go play our best ball for the rest of the year.